Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this week's WWE Smackdown Live review video. This is everything that you need to know about this week's Smackdown Live, and there is loads to go through. Actually, the news was coming through even before Smackdown went on air. The news breaking about Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose looks like he's going to be stepping away. That was the statement that WWE issued. My gut feeling is this is storyline. This is a work. It's going to build towards his WrestleMania match. There's enough people out there that believe it, though. There's enough rumour sites that are saying this is genuine, so it's really hard to tell. I'm 60-40 in favour of it being a work, in favour of it being a storyline. I just feel like he can't now continue his feud with Seth Rollins. I feel like he needs to move on to something else. Maybe he is stepping away, but my gut feeling is that he's going to have a match at WrestleMania, and this is going to be the build towards it. So let's wait and see on that one. That was certainly the talking point going into SmackDown. Obviously, Dean Ambrose is a Raw superstar though, so knew we wouldn't find out anything else during this show regarding that. The show opened with the man, Becky Lynch. No surprises there. She came down, and I've got to be honest, I'm not the biggest Becky Lynch fan. I don't hate her. I think she's doing a fantastic job. I think she is the coolest superstar on the WWE roster, but I don't think she's the best wrestler, and I don't think she does the best promos. In fact, Samoa Joe smashed it out the park with the promos tonight. Fantastic promo he cut at the end of the show. She can't get to that level. And she was saying that she looked in Ronnie's eyes. I do like that, how she calls Ronda Rousey Ronnie. She said she looked in Ronnie's eyes and saw doubt. I didn't see that. I saw a very focused Ronda Rousey. And I think Becky's trying to paint a picture that's not very accurate. This brought out Charlotte anyway. Charlotte came down, and obviously the crowd firmly behind Becky Lynch. These two brawling. I'm sure we're going to get a Becky versus Charlotte match between now and Mania. Becky needs something to do until she gets to that championship match at WrestleMania. But I do like the theory that's doing the rounds at the moment. Becky versus Ronda. Charlotte versus Asuka. Sasha and Bayley versus whoever, and by the end of WrestleMania, all four horsewomen are holding championships. That would be the closing image for WrestleMania 35. I think they're going to go that way. I really think they're going to go that way. What was quite a surprise was that once this was finished, Becky got in a car and left. They're really teasing that knee injury, and they're teasing that it's a bigger problem than what Becky is letting on. Becky seemed to be a little bit distraught as she got in the car and left. And apparently she wouldn't let the medics look at her. It's very interesting what they're doing at the moment, kind of playing on what happened with her at Survivor Series and not being medically cleared. I did enjoy, before we move on, Charlotte was talking to Becky in the ring. Charlotte, bang, just got absolutely smacked in the face. Becky not responding with words, but with action, and that is definitely the right way forward to go. As we said, Becky not the best promo, but it's moments like that where she's unpredictable that really help her connect with the audience. So yes, look, very good way to start the show, and that certainly continued because we found out that it would be R-Truth against Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship afterwards. The reason this match was made, obviously R-Truth was jumped. He said he would have won the Rumble. The McMahons know he would have won the Rumble. And so they've given him this title opportunity. And he won! He went and won! It was just this little roll-up out of nowhere. R-Truth didn't even know he had won. The match continued for a few seconds. And the referee was like, no, that's it. The action, I've called it. And R-Truth was announced as the winner. This brought down Rusev. Rusev then was trash talking, managed to get a match with R-Truth. R-Truth was so angry at what was being said, he put the title on the line, looked like he was going to lose it to Rusev, but he didn't. He managed to retain. Absolutely brilliant. He got beaten down, though, within an inch of his life afterwards. Obviously, Rusev turning heel during this segment. And then we found out after that Rusev and Nakamura are going to be teaming together. I don't know if this is going to be a long-term thing. There's lots of rumours that WWE want to improve the tag division. And this is quite an interesting team. This is quite an interesting addition, so wouldn't be the worst for them to tag team together for a little while. But they will be taking on the Club, Gallows and Anderson, in what should be quite a fun little match. So I think that's next week. I can't remember if they announced it. But the big news here, R-Truth is the United States champion. I don't know where that leads. I can't tell what the storyline is or what the feud's going to be. Or are we going to get a triple threat? Is it going to be R-Truth versus Rusev versus Nakamura at Elimination Chamber? Where is this leading? My gut feeling is this has got to lead to some kind of ladder match or something like that at WrestleMania. I feel like R-Truth, Rusev, Nakamura, you could throw in Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali, maybe Samoa Joe. You could have quite a few people competing for this title. It feels like that's more of a possibility now that R-Truth is champion, because already he's got 2 people after him. Yeah, we're going to have to see kind of how this develops. Also worth mentioning that Shinsuke was announced as the artist. Shinsuke Nakamura, I thought we'd moved away from that. Are they going back to Shinsuke being an artist again? Because that's very frustrating if so. And I think it was around this time I kept seeing AEW shirts in the crowd. And obviously there's been a big deal about those being removed from the crowd. You know, people having to turn their t-shirts inside out or change their tops altogether. Some people maybe even being removed. Well, I kept seeing AEW shirts. There was one guy in particular who was like holding it up like this, desperately trying to show it off to the camera. I do need to say that I don't think that paints AEW in the best light. Like, WWE definitely brought this on themselves. They shouldn't have been trying to censor what people were wearing. You know, if they want to wear an AEW shirt, then that is absolutely up to them. But I think if you're going to go to a WWE show wearing an AEW shirt and you are going to make such a deal out of, are you seeing this, yeah? Then honestly, you are doing more harm than good. Next up, Rey Mysterio against Samoa Joe, but we didn't get that match because Zelina Vega came out and said to Rey Mysterio, I know you got me banned from ringside last week. Am I really that distracted? And then out of nowhere, in the nicest suit I have ever seen, really crisp, absolutely lovely suit, 3-piece suit, lovely light grey colour. Andrade started destroying Rey Mysterio. Obviously that is a feud that I just never want to end. I absolutely love the matches that those two continue to have, and hopefully we'll see a bit more of that. Neither of those guys were announced for the Elimination Chamber, so maybe we will get Andrade versus Rey Mysterio at a pay-per-view. No commercial interruptions. Maybe there'll be another stipulation. I'd love, like, let's do an Iron Man. Let's do it. I could happily watch an hour of those two wrestling. Also worth mentioning that Andrade was mocking Eddie Guerrero using some of his signature moves and poses. That is a great way to get some heel heat. Next we had The Miz and Shane with their title celebration. This wasn't the best. There was just a video package, which honestly I'm a bit bored of seeing the history of these two and all of that. So it was what it was. Easily the highlight was Miz's dad coming down. Shane McMahon announced that Miz's dad was there. He came walking down the entrance ramp, got in the ring and told The Miz that he loved him. I think that he was proud of him, and it was like a little moment, and it was nice. Honestly, I can't wait for Shane to turn on Miz. I feel like that's where it's going. I feel like Shane will turn on Miz. It's a bit too obvious to have the Miz turn on Shane. I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe these two will go against each other at SummerSlam. I could see these two still being champions come WrestleMania. I could see them building up those good vibes, and it's just going to make it sweeter when the one turns on the other. But honestly, I love Miz's dad. I desperately want these to be a three-man faction, but it's not going to happen, sadly. We were to find out who they would be facing at Elimination Chamber next. There was a tag match, 4 teams involved. Hashtag, where is Sanity? Where is Sanity? Killian Dane even asked this question online. Where is Sanity? Even he doesn't know. They totally should have been in this match. It was the Usos against the New Day, against the Bar, against Heavy Machinery, a team that hasn't even really been called up yet because they're not on any brand. They're still floating around, going from Raw to SmackDown. So they got in the match, but Sanity couldn't. Madness. Okay match. I wasn't a massive fan. The Usos getting the victory here, so it will be Miz and Shane McMahon against the Usos at Elimination Chamber. I think Miz and Shane will retain. Next up, we found out why Mandy Rose has got such an issue with Naomi. It all stems from Tough Enough. Obviously, Mandy Rose was a contestant on Tough Enough back in 2015. Naomi went on and was instructing Tamina and instructing Sasha Banks to destroy Mandy Rose on the show, and apparently it's all stemmed from there. Really clever, really clever. I was very critical recently about WWE and the fact that we never get to find out those kind of details, like why does Mandy have an issue with Naomi? Now we know it, now it makes sense, now I can invest a little bit more into this storyline. That, I thought, was a fantastic moment this week on SmackDown. This brought us to the main event of the show, the finale of the show. Daniel Bryan coming down and talking about how AJ Styles had mentioned that he was a hypocrite. And he said, I am a hypocrite. I go around talking about, you know, how we should be saving the planet. And I've got this championship, which represents excess. Is made out of leather. It's made out of the skin of Daisy. We even found out the name of the cow. The cow is called Daisy. So we found out that Daisy laid down her life so that that championship could be made. There was then big Daisy chants. There was a thank you Daisy chant. And then Daniel Bryan introduced Rowan. Rowan came down and he brought with him the new WWE Championship belt. Now, I don't expect this to be around for very long. I would imagine it'll be around for as long as Daniel Bryan is champion. So I'd imagine that it will leave us at some point this year. My first reaction was one of a little bit of confusion. I like it now. Now that I've seen the belt a little bit more, I actually think it's alright. It's made out of hemp and wood, and it perfectly fits Daniel Bryan's character. You see Daniel with that championship and it just looks right. It really works. It really fits his character. So I definitely think it was a step in the right direction. It won't work for other superstars. I suppose part of my confusion was the fact that the hemp isn't black. Like, the strap isn't black anymore. It's like it's very light. And also, like, the swoosh under the W is now, like, blue because of the, whatever it is, gemstones, I haven't got a clue. Whatever it is they used to put a bit of sparkle on it has now kind of, it's changed the look of it. Like, shouldn't the swoosh be red? Shouldn't that bit at the bottom be red? And the strap used to be black, so why couldn't they dye it black? I don't think that's an issue. The colouring just looks a little bit weird, but again, it works. It works. It works for Daniel Bryan, so I'm absolutely fine with the championship. And joking aside, I definitely want Mattel to make a Mattel version of that belt with the new Daniel Bryan. I'm sure we will get the new Daniel Bryan with his cardigan and everything. And I hope that belt comes with him. Show finished with loads of people coming down, basically challenging Daniel. And then Triple H appeared on the screen and said that he was going to have to defend at Elimination Chamber against everyone that was in the ring. Thankfully, everyone in the ring was the perfect number of people that you would need for Elimination Chamber. And also, a bit confusing that now, if you want a title opportunity, just walk down to the ring when Daniel's talking, and I'm pretty sure you'll get a shot at the title. Don't worry about winning the Rumble. Just walk down when Daniel's doing a promo, and I'm pretty sure you'll get some kind of opportunity. So the people in this are going to be Samoa Joe, Mustafa Ali, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, obviously Daniel Bryan as well, and Jeff Hardy. So that is your Elimination Chamber lineup. No qualifying matches or anything like that. A little bit weird, but fun way to end the show. And that was it. As we said, action-packed, 2 hours, loads of stuff went on. Really only that tag match dragged for me a little bit. Outside of that, everything else was glorious. Really, really enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Honestly, I would imagine trying to make side plates for that new belt, it's going to be a nightmare. Everything's going to have to be carved, hand carved. Yes, I can see that going as soon as someone else wins the title. Although saying that, the old one got thrown in the bin, so who knows? But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.